Hi media students, today you're going to learn how to use InDesign. The first thing you're going to look at is how to create your document so that you can get started. So you should have this Get Started screen once you've launched InDesign. InDesign can be found by looking for the little purple icon that says ID on your desktop, or by searching down in the search bar for Adobe InDesign. So let's get started. Click on the Create New button. That's going to open up a new box for you, and up here we need to go to Print. In there it's going to give us a selection of normal page sizes, and the one that we want to work with is A4. So click on your A4 box. The next thing we want to change, it might need changing on yours, it might not. Mine has got a strange measurement unit there. We want to change that to millimeters, and we're going to click Create. This now brings up your workspace. So if I give you a quick overview of the workspace, on your left hand side you've got the tool palette down here. That tool palette can be brought into your workspace if you want it closer. On the right hand side you have what's called your palettes, and you can get a number of palettes here. They can be found under the window menu. So if we come up to window, we can add different palettes. So if I wanted a text wrap palette, it would appear, and I could drop it into the side there. We don't need CC libraries, so if that's open, you can get rid of that. Gives you a bit more space. Okay, I want you to pause the video and go and open up your first document. Then come back to the video and see how you can add text. Okay, so to add text, you need to first create a text box. I'm going to come over to the text tool here, which looks like a big capital T. We're going to select that, and we're going to draw ourselves a box. Once you've drawn the box, you'll see that the cursor flashes. That means you're ready to type. And just like with Word, you can highlight your text and you can change the size. This is done up in the palette at the top here. So I've got a sizing box. I can put it up to 72. And if I want it even bigger, I can go and type in any size here. So I'm going to type in 150. Click return. Now the text has disappeared. That's because the text is now too big to fit in the box, and that's easily cured. So you click on your move tool here, which is the black arrow, and that allows you to resize your text box. It also allows you to move your text box. So I'm going to move my masthead from my magazine up to here. It's not quite big enough, so I'm going to highlight it again, and I'm going to try going up by one point size at a time until it fits. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Next, if you wanted to add cell lines to your magazine, you would just draw a different box. So back to the text tool, click and draw, and I'm going to type in a cell line that I'm going to do in two different boxes. So I'm going to change the typeface up here. I'm going for something like this. And if I want to copy and paste a box, you can click on it and do Control-C for copy and Control-V for paste. I'm 100. Nope. Okay, you can see my box isn't quite big enough again. And I'm going to move this box down here. And I might make this bigger. Highlight your text. Remember, you can go bigger than 72. I'm going to type in 90. And now I'm beginning to create my cell lines. So I want you to pause your video and go and have a go in your document. I want you to add a masthead and some cell lines. Have a go. Then pop back and I'm going to show you how to add colour. Okay, so to add colour, first of all we're going to open up our colour palette, and this is called our swatches. We're not actually going to go to colour, we're going to go to our swatches palette. So if I open this up, you can see that we've got a set of standard colours in there. Now, I'm going to show you how to add more colours. If you click on this little box here, it brings out another menu, and we're going to go to the new colour swatch. Here I'm going to introduce you to something called the Pantone Colour Library. Now this is a library of hundreds and hundreds of different finely toned colours. So if I'm going to click here, you can see if I scroll up and down, I've got hundreds of different variations of colours. So I'm going to go ahead and add a few. And I do this by clicking on the colour and just simply pressing add. Every time I add one, it's going to add it to my colour palette, or my swatches palette. So I've added 3 colours there. When I'm done, hit done. And if I just get that out of the way, you can see down here, I've now got those colours added. So if I want to add a colour to my text, I'm going to come along, hit my text tool, and I'm going to highlight the text I want to change the colour. And here I've got 2 selections. The front one is going to add colour to the outline. The infilled one is going to add colour to the inside of the text. So I'm going to make this pink. If I click off of it, you can see it's like that. But if I highlight it again, if I wanted to, I would click on the outline and I could outline that in a different colour. So now you can see that it has got an outline of the blue and an infill of the pink. So pause the video, go and try adding a colour swatch and adding that to your text, and then come back. I'm going to show you how to add pictures. Okay, so now we're going to look at how to add pictures. This is done by coming up to the File menu and going down to Place. You can see that the short key for this is Control D, but I'm going to hit Place and I'm going to choose this image here. Okay, I'm going to click Open. You'll see that what happens when I've clicked Open is that it's stuck to my mouse, my cursor, and I can move it around, and when I click, it's going to position the picture there. So I'm going to click here. So it's placed my image. Now your image might come in too big or too small. To resize your image, you need to hold down the Control and the Shift key and drag in from one corner. As long as you're on the Move tool here, you can then move that image around. Now, there is something a little bit complicated with images. When you click on the image, it has a blue outline. That means you've clicked on the box that contains the image. If I were to pull in this corner without holding down the Control and Shift, that would simply change the size of the box. And as you can see, it doesn't affect the image, so it means it's starting to cut the image off, which is fine for if you want to crop closer into an image. But the second thing to note is that if you click in the middle of the image, can you see now we've got a red outline? That red outline means that the image is picked up within the box. So if I now move that round, the box doesn't change, but the image moves within that box. This can be a little bit tricky if you don't know about it, and you can find yourself getting in all sorts of muddles. So the key thing to remember is blue outline means you're changing the box, red outline means that you're going to change the image. One more thing that you need to know about an image is that if it places in front of your text, like mine has done, if you click on it with the Move tool and then right click, you get an option called Arrange. This allows you to send it to the back so that it sits behind all the text that you've added. I'm now going to resize mine so that it fits, so I'm holding down Control and Shift, moving it out from the corner. And then the last thing I'm going to do here with my text tool is I'm going to change the word Vogue to white. Okay, go and have a go at placing images, and creating your whole front cover.